Unbelievable. This puppy, despite what you just saw, is at times sweet, but more often than not, he's given his family hell, nipping at them, biting at their legs, biting at their arms, and just being overall a little terror. Moreover, he is what I like to call a Cane, Jekyll, Corso Hyde puppy, because he will become aggressive if he is startled while sleeping or over food. My name is ErwinValderramos, and I tell you the truth.
For this I was born.
Go tell them.
For this I came into the world.
I am the dog messiah, the lover of dogs and persons, and if you can comfortably afford a lodge and learn program, then post haste. There's no place better. I'm in the Houston, Texas area, and I specialize in training dogs from all over the country. Good. Bless you all. Power. Amen. Hello. Good morning. No dogs running up here. Is he in the kennel? Okay, interesting. So you've had him. He's 12 weeks old. Okay, there he is. So see, I'm used to dogs like bum rushing. Oh my God. Can he come out here? Good weight.
Yeah, he won't take off.
Good weight. Good weight. Man, he's gorgeous. He's got an amazing coat. Good. So you notice how like when he stopped walking there and he stopped short, I started using what I call the good word theory. I started praising him for waiting. So I'm going to go over the good word theory today. So stick around if you're uninitiated and don't understand it. And like good inside. So see, basically, if he's got a personality, dude.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
All right. I can't tell. Listen, I can't tell if he's being defensive or he's being. It seems defensive because you know how he barks and then goes back. So this is what I was saying in the video that you sent me. He has a high prey drive. Okay. So that was obvious from that video, and like different things that he does. But his defense drives might be higher than average, which is a good thing. We're getting started with training quickly. Why him needing to be away from home is going to be important, okay? Because I'm going to go over myths like socialization and things that people think with a dog with a higher defensive drive like this are going to help that can actually make it worse. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's gorgeous. His coat is super shiny. May I ask, what are you feeding him?
We are feeding him
Kibble and...
What kind of kibble?
Cooked
and then she adds turkey or chicken.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, just
Wow.
And a can of mixed vegetables.
Power. He looks amazing, dude.
No,
That coat is did you guys just bathe him?
No.
Okay, I was
No,
gonna say,
yeah,
we
he
just
needs
bathe
a
him.
bath.
No, he looks unbelievable. All right,
Craig.
but look, his defense drives are very high. I got goosebumps from that though, because so that could be a good thing. But I'm just gonna be blunt with you all. Yes, a Corso demonstrating this much defense drive at 12 weeks of age. Now let me rephrase this. Had we met at the park or something, do you guys think he would be as defensive? So do you think some of his defensiveness is him being territorial?
He's a little bit, when I take him to work, he'll sit under my desk all day, but I have to...
Work is a good example. Okay,
And
good.
we'll bark at some of them and charge at him. And he
Shit,
has tried to
you
bite.
fucking serious?
Yeah, he's tried to bite
Like
one
if they walk
a
up
small
to you,
female.
he comes out from under the table.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right. Listen, this dog does need that conditioning and training because so the typical family out there that doesn't have much experience with behavior, and I'm not saying dogs, a Corso can be your first dog, but a typical family that has a puppy with this much defensive drive, from what you're telling me, the likelihood of that dog becoming a red zone or irrationally aggressive when they're older is very high. And a lot of times it's because people make the wrong mistakes, or they think, oh, I just need to socialize him more. But let me explain. What you're doing when you take him to work with you, sir, that is socialization. Now, where it could have been better, so typically, if he was a golden retriever or Labrador, then that is the best option. But I'm going to explain here shortly why sometimes, so sometimes, and he's been out here before off the leash? He run off, he's got a small radius?
I don't
Okay.
keep him on a leash even at work. He just follows me around.
Okay,
He won't
beautiful.
use the driveway.
Good. He's starting to maybe warm up to me. So this is what I'm saying is, it's how we handle and react towards his being antisocial that can make him more aggressive or less aggressive.
Okay.
So I have a dog named Savo who is a Caucasian Shepherd, and he's literally from the Caucasus Mountains. So he's from Georgia or whatnot. So he came from very aggressive mom and dad. In fact, this breed of dog is banned in a lot of countries. Yeah,
Right.
so you can't have them. There's some states that won't let you have them, cities and stuff. So they're. I got him knowing that he comes from a very aggressive line. All of his littermates are aggressive, but he's not aggressive with me. Like if I had him here, he would love you guys. He wants to get hugged on. But when I first got him, and a lot of people on my YouTube videos say, "Man, Savo's got such a good personality." What they don't realize is that it was the stuff that I did before 6 months of age that has fostered the behavior, the tolerance that he has.
Right.
And I might have, for lack of, I don't mean corrected like punishment, but I might have overcorrected, overcompensated, knowing that the breed has a history of this. Yes. So I have one of the very few that can be like touched and pet and accepting other dogs. I mean, I took him to a dog park 2 weeks ago and he got attacked and he just kind of shrugged it off. Yeah. But let me tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, thank you. With the lion cut, yeah. I can't wait for them to meet. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So, and may I tell you, because of his temperament, so that might be one of the things that I'd like to have you all do before he does his first stay with me, is maybe have you guys come out, meet the other dogs, and just so I can juxtapose, I can compare how he behaves when you guys aren't around. Okay. So back to what I was saying about at work. Whenever you take him to work, and okay, so he rushed and tried to bite a person or was successful.
No, he just runs up and then he did try to bite one of the girls when she reached down to try to.
This is an adult, yeah. Okay, scratch his belly.
Yeah.
Cause was he exposing his belly to her?
Yeah, he was laying down.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Sleeping hard, looking
He
cute.
was under my feet.
Okay.
He may have-
And there's
Okay.
it's a construction site. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot
Okay.
of shit. Like it's loud. There's a lot of people.
Blessings, okay? But today you're gonna learn how to handle it and what to do and what not to do. So one of the key things that I want you guys to understand is whatever we pay attention to with a dog, we are cultivating and creating, and the dog starts to understand. Yes? So like, for example, when that happened with that lady, he was under your feet. And there's no wrong answers. I just want to know, yes? How did you handle that? What was your response?
I just reached down and grabbed him real quick, and she jumped back, and that was it. He didn't.
So did you like the way you did your hand? You just placed your hand on top of him.
My hand on his,
Okay.
like his rib right here. Just
Okay.
to hold him, to keep him from trying to bite.
Right, and he calmed down as soon as you touched him.
Immediately.
Okay.
He does that here too when he's just like going, like he just won't stop. He's wanting to chew your legs or your pants.
Right.
Usually it's my apron.
So that type of aggression is being more like emphatic, and it's prey drive driven.
Okay.
You know, kind of like the aggression that would come out of him if he was hunting a rabbit or something, right?
Yeah.
So that's prey drive, yes? Defense drive is different, but it is good to note that it's kind of the same behavior that he does there. So like, on all likelihood, let me ask this about his ears. You guys aren't wrapping his ears.
No.
So how's that go?
We just take him every 3 days
take him
up
every
to
3
spring, and they
To ear trim?
rewrap and
Okay.
and they rewrap and do.
Well-
He's only got like one more visit. And
Right. Well, the reason I'm asking is, how does he behave? Is he trying to kill people?
No, he's completely
very
fine.
well
He
behaved.
like he
What?
goes in there, and all the dogs are there. Yeah,
We
he.
took him to a friend's
Okay, so there are other
There's like-
dogs around.
yeah,
So
and
you
then-
have experience on how he behaves around other dogs.
Yeah, he's
We've
been
had him around a
big
Doberman
dogs.
and what's that?
Christie's dog. It's a one to.
Does he want to
Labradoodle.
play or does he
It's a
shut
big-
down?
No,
He
he wants
plays.
to play.
He wants
He
to
wants to
play.
play.
He likes other
and
dogs.
Yeah,
Oh, he
he's
does.
good with
Okay.
other dogs. But there was a dog that was barking that just wouldn't stop, and he just sat there and looked at it like,
Like,
"Are you
dude,
serious?"
shut up,
Like,
okay.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I had his leash, and I got him between my feet, and he sat, and then he just stayed there the whole time. Like,
Okay.
he
Very well
doesn't.
behaved when we take him places.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
because so see, a lot of this might also be, and he might also be feeling more territorial at your job because he's habituated to that. Okay.
Yeah.
So really quickly, in that situation, you know, when you're saying like you took him at the vet and another dog is going crazy and he's just staring at the dog like whatever, being calm.
Yeah.
That's when he should be being pet, loved on, acknowledged. So I want you to understand that earlier, just a few seconds ago, as he started digging there, yes, and whoever looked at him encouraged it inadvertently. So even myself, just looking at it is encouraging it, okay?
Okay.
So let's say that he's digging and you don't want him to dig, the best way of doing it is to not look at him or not make it obvious that you're looking at him. Keep him in your peripheral and then walk and bump right into him. Literally knocking him off course. Now you're not trying to like kick him across the yard. I'm literally saying just you're just walking past him as if he didn't exist there and you accidentally bumped him. Do you understand what I mean? So see, like that behavior. So a lot of times in this situation, what people will start doing is they'll start saying, and on our phone conversation, I heard a little bit of this with Mom, yeah? They'll start saying, Fido, I don't want to say his name. Yeah, exactly. Fido, stop it. Stop doing that. No, Fido. Well, now we start becoming kind of like that annoying dog that he tuned out at the vet.
He found a worm. He dug up a worm.
He can smell it, yeah.
Trying to get
Hell
it.
yeah, he's going to eat it. That's the secret ingredient. That's why his coat's so nice, yeah? He's eating worms out here. He's got... So, this is a good example of prey drive, all right? But do you see what I mean? But like right now, with Mom glancing over and saying, hello, good morning, saying, good afternoon, don't eat it. So now you've made it more likely for him to eat it. You know, a lot of people don't realize it, but they'll say, you know, my puppy, he has an obsession with eating grass. Well, more than likely, every time he goes outside and starts eating grass, you start acknowledging it.
Yeah.
And maybe acknowledging it affectionately, because may I tell you, when you said don't eat it, there was a tinge of mom affection there. You see what I'm talking about, right? So that was perfect, yeah, the way you did that. You didn't say the word no or anything. So silence is most important when you're dealing with a dog like this that has a proclivity to being vocal because of defensiveness. So that was perfect. But you understand what I'm saying, Dad, in terms of when Mom said don't eat it, it's still coming across a little bit affectionate. So, pro tip out there, yes, let's say you bring him out here to use the restroom or you're in the backyard. You need to move in silence. So when most books and most trainers are going to tell you the wrong thing, what they're going to tell you to do is go out there and tell puppy, you know, potty. Well, if that puppy is really focused and digging up a worm or scratching or eating grass, now you're associating a word with an act. Perfect. And look, no need to say the word no. No need. Do you see what I mean? So again, if the puppy, when you take your puppy out to go potty, him included, you need to be reticent. You need to be very quiet while you're out there. The moment he starts to produce, then you say, good potty, good potty. Because a lot of people will even say go potty. Well, that sounds a lot like good potty.
Yeah.
Another example, so that's the good word theory, where you're building a vocabulary with association. So dogs and children thrive in a large community of acknowledgement and affection. This is why I'm a big fan of dogs going away to learn elsewhere. You imagine how successful you would be if you only had one teacher all your life? You wouldn't be able to afford my training program. No offense, right? You see what I mean? So I'm going to be honest with you, yes, all of our experiences, especially when it comes to learning, have helped us grow. Whether we viewed it subjectively as negative or positive. Objectively, you survived it, so you've learned something from it. Okay? Good. So, and again, you see how I was chanting the word good. So with you guys in the future, whenever he meets a stranger and he starts to show earnest curiosity like this, you're going to want to start chanting the word good. So right now, you need to drop, and I haven't heard much of anything from you guys, which is a good thing, okay? But a lot of times when I meet a puppy like this or a family with a beautiful puppy like this, they're inundated. The flood is on. They're flooding that puppy with so many words.
Yeah.
And I tell you, operate in silence. And you're going to use the good word theory. So for example, if he were to lay down right now, I would stop what I'm doing, look at him and say, good down. Because eventually you want him to make that association that laying down means laying down.
Right.
So instead of telling him to do it, you're going to praise him for the act of laying down. Whenever you're hanging out inside the house, if he starts to run towards you, you need to get into the habit of chanting the word good as he runs towards you. Now let's say that he's running towards you, but then he sees sun, and halfway to you, he breaks in the other direction to go to your son. Stop chanting the word good, because now you're praising him for going in the opposite direction of
No,
you.
he does that.
Right? But
the kids come and he darts for them, like immediately.
now let me give you another example of the good word theory, okay? Let's say, what is his name, please? Jace. Okay, I was going to call you Batman, yeah? But let's say Jace, right? So let's say that he looks at Jace and starts to go towards Jace. If you start chanting, good Jace, good Jace, good Jace, only a matter of time before you'll be able to say, where's Jace? And he'll go find him in the house.
Okay.
So let me make good, man, he is gorgeous.
Let's sit.
I almost said the word inappropriate for Jace. But look at that, he's gorgeous, yeah? He's got beautiful structure already, nice musculature on it. So again, let's say that you have a dog, let's say the dog has 3 toys, a ball, a bear, and a bunny. If every time he walks up to the bunny, you say, good bunny, it's only a matter of time before you can say, where's your bunny? And he will pick the bunny out of a bunch of toys. More,
He can kind of do that. He's got a sandwich.
but so good Sammy or good sandwich. Do you see what I mean when he walks up to that? Now let's split that hair even more. Yes, with the good word theory, okay? And this is why people come from all over the country. Yes. So I have a dog coming from Florida in a week and another one from New York. Yes. So this is why. If that puppy goes to pick up an item, tell him good pick up. So you're building a vocabulary literally on so many fronts.
What if he's picking something up I don't want him to pick up?
Then you go over there and snatch it out of his mouth without saying anything.
Okay.
See, saying the word no or saying, hey, let's say he picks up one of your chanclas. His dad said, sometimes I feel like grabbing that chancla, yeah? And I understand. Growing up, I understand the power of that chancla.
Serious.
Hell yeah.
Serious.
So, that's for real, yeah? So, let's say he picks up one of your chanclas. If you start saying, hey, put that down. Right, put it down. Hey, stop, put it down. No, stop. And you start chasing him. Well, now you're creating for him subjectively a game that is positive. Because he knows you have no malicious intent towards him. Exactly. So now it becomes something more similar to what the opposing team feels like when he's being booed and jeered by a crowd because he caught the interception and he's going for a touchdown. At a certain point, boy, it's just pumping you up, making you feel real good, yeah? Right? You know what I mean? So that's the atmosphere that people inadvertently create. So he were to pick something up that you don't want him to have, just go and, when I mean snatch it, I mean just take it away forcefully. You don't have to be mean, but I mean physically with some force, no different than his mom would do. Think about it. Let's say he was still with his mom and his litter mate, and he picked up a bone that belonged to his mama. She's not, if she's growling because she's fuming to go and grab it or take it from him. She's not going to start barking at him. The little chihuahua that weighs 4 pounds might bark at him because he's weak. So do you understand? This is why I alluded to yesterday about how sometimes us talking and making different noises are going to come across as weak. Now, let's say that in this situation, so mom just made a kissy sound to try to get his attention to come back that way. I wouldn't do that either, yes? In this context, let's say you want to teach him that that is a boundary. And for now at this age, whenever he starts to move past where the boundary is at, someone needs to walk over there and herd him back in this direction. So right now, then this is what I'm going to do for him a lot when he's with me, the repetition. Right. Do you see what I'm talking about? Because, so for lack of a better example, yeah, so he picked something up, found something, it's like a seed. Good. He's really beautiful. So you have to have a high level of physical movements, the physicality with him, especially with a puppy that is defensive driven like this little beautiful guy is. I will say that he seems to have calmed down a lot more with me now that I've been here for a little while and been barking a lot. But for the record, he views me as weaker now that I've been out here just barking to what he just thinks is random barking. Yeah. Right, so this is no different than another dog coming up to the yard just barking for no reason. Yeah, so it's gonna come across as weakness. So you guys said he's doing pretty good on housebreaking. Okay, he hasn't gone potty yet since he's been out here. That's why I'm asking.
No, actually he did.
He did go potty? Okay, good job. All right, I missed it. So
the back door open and he kind of just goes in and out.
He does?
Yeah.
He willingly does that?
Yeah.
So is he having any accidents on a weekly basis?
Every now and then.
Every-
Like this
When
morning.
he gets excited.
Yeah, when we got home, we had a funeral to attend this
Right.
morning. When we got back, he peed on the floor.
So how did that happen? He was loose?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the kids.
Oh,
were
the
home.
kids were
Oh, the
home.
kids were home.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
wow.
so-
Yeah, no, we don't leave him.
No,
Yeah,
he
maybe.
stays in his crate
Okay.
anytime or he goes with us.
Okay.
Really, he goes with us probably 9 times.
Okay. So with that being said, then it's going to be very important for us to understand the do's and the don'ts when we're socializing him. So see, I refer to socialization as exposure therapy because this is what it is, yes? If you take him out in public and he starts to growl or react at somebody, petting him and telling him calm down, it's okay, they're friendly, is not going to help it. So and let's back it up a second, yes? So the way you should have handled it when he growled at your associate is a firm he should have been swatted underneath the mouth with an underhand pop. Not on top of the head. You never want to swat on top of the head, but a swat under their chin is going to be very similar to what his mom would do, which would be to bite him by the neck. Biting his neck is going to work actually too, but you're probably not going to be able to do that fast enough, right? So that SWAT needs to come, and I wouldn't even say the word no. Right? SWAT, and then I might even would have grabbed him by the back of the neck, you know, and lifted him up and put him a foot or so away, no different than his mom would do, yes?
Yeah, that's what I do whenever when we've had enough of him, I grab by his neck and pull him outside.
Okay. You did that perfectly. You didn't make any unnecessary noises. And part of the reason I was coming up this way too was to see if he was going to let you have it, yeah? Because he said sometimes when you go take something from him, he gets pissed off.
Yeah, no, he just
Hey.
he grips it.
So look, how cute. So that's playfulness. How adorable. How goosebumps. How cute.
It's cute until it got
Handsome.
you by the back of the
Good,
pants.
good, 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 good. Good, come close. Good. Look at you. So that's more just like innocent playfulness, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's really
pretty
beautiful.
chill, except
Yeah,
like, maybe
good,
twice
good.
a day he gets like these little bursts of energy.
Good. And see, this is a good combination of prey and defense. Man, he's gorgeous. Jeez, he's gorgeous. So where did he come from again?
Presidential.
Okay.
Corso.
Fantastic. Very beautiful. Good. So handsome. And see, I'm taking that as being playful. So, so let me give you another example, yes? And I'm going to say this because, you know, you said, and this program will include that, you know, like guard dog training with him, okay? So for now, whenever you hear him being vocal like this, where he's not being completely clear, so this is, and it's hard to tell because his prey and his defense drives are there. But let me give you an example and free training advice for everybody watching this. This is going to work, yes? Let's say that if you show him a ball and you squeak it and you don't give it to him, it frustrates him and makes him bark. Well, if you were able to get him to bark through prey drive or the desire for something, right? Whenever he barks, you want to start getting in the habit of saying good followed by a word you would use in defense. So I use a pooch. So you would say good a pooch, good a pooch. Now, and this will work with any dog, because even if you never do guard dog training, okay, let's say that he just starts to learn that whenever somebody holds a treat in front of him, if he barks, he's going to get that treat, and you associate a word to it that isn't speak, sounds a little more sinister, whoever he barks at won't know if he's being friendly or not. So for example, let's say that you have a dog that knows how to sit and speak, not bark aggressively, just speak. Meaning, if I bark at this person, because Dad told me to, this person's going to give me a treat.
Okay.
But let's say you have a beautiful Doberman, and somebody approaches you and you're nervous, and you tell that Doberman to sit, and then you say the word speak, you're still going to likely get robbed because they're already approaching you with that Doberman, yeah?
Yeah.
But let's say you have a Doberman or this kind of Corso, yeah? And to him, you say the word a pooch or watch him, and the dog thinks if I say this, the stranger's going to give me a treat. But you say watch him or a pooch, they're not going to mess with you. I wouldn't test it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the dog is going to bark thinking, once I bark, this guy's going to give me a treat. But to the onlooker, they won't know what is happening.
Just assuming that he's
Exactly.
letting him
And
know,
that's the
watching
power
him.
of the word. Because if you say something like speak or bark or talk, then you've lost that edge. You see what I mean? So all of those things are the things we need to take into account. And it's a good thing that we're starting so early with him, because this is how it's going to be, because this program is going to be several months long for him, in addition to the classes in between, yes?
Yeah.
He's really, really beautiful. He's a good size, and he's only about 12 weeks of age, yes?
Yeah, 12 weeks today.
And he has a small radius. He doesn't have any desire to wander off, which is a good thing.
No.
And you said at work he's walking around loose as well, yeah?
Unless he's asleep, he'll follow me everywhere I go.
If
That's
we get up
amazing.
and go anywhere, I call him my footrest because
Okay.
it's constant that
Yeah,
he's just
he wants
right
to be around
here.
you. All right, fantastic. Okay, can we take him inside then?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's see what he does, yeah? So,
Craig, come on. Come on. Come on.
okay.
That ain't it. You want to go inside? Come on. Come on. Okay, come on. Come on. Good boy.
Good, 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 good,
Come
good.
on. Come on.
Handsome, Papa. I
Come
can
on.
see.
Oh,
Looks like he
here we
wants to
go.
get
This
to
is
your-
the,
yeah.
yep, this is,
That's his little prey drive.
come on. Craig. Come
Go
on, baby.
inside.
Come on. Let's go inside. Come on. Come on, bud.
Yeah, no, he went back to his little spot. Yeah. All right.
this right here. So give her a hard time.
Yeah. And look, he went almost back to the exact same spot almost, okay?
This is what
Hell yeah, he's heavy. Oh, and he's
he
going
bit me the other day, man.
Oh, he got you, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Did he growl at you right now? He didn't, huh?
a little bit, but it's like a. He's just kind of like. It's
Okay.
That's not his mean. When
Yeah.
you pick him up, growl. When he does that, you have to hold him like this because he's like.
Was he
like.
pissed off?
Oh yeah. Like he's like.
The
Like.
Tasmanian devil?
That's how
Yeah,
he got me.
it's pretty bad.
Okay,
If
so
you
see
can
now
tell,
he-
that's a completely different growl. It's like.
Okay, yeah.
You just know.
He's very comfortable. He seems to be comfortable with me now because he's biting at my shoes. I mean, he's really like the. I think at this point he would allow me to pet him as opposed to when I first walked in or showed up.
Yeah.
Right, so he seems
Everybody
to
at
be-
work is pet.
Yeah.
Okay. He didn't do that, huh?
Huh?
No,
He didn't do that.
that's
Okay.
Oh
what
no
I
no.
did.
We gotta
Okay.
redo the.
Okay.
The
As long as he
tile.
didn't do that, I was like, damn.
No.
Boy, he's really focused, yeah. All right. He's not doing any chewing on any of the furniture or
He
anything.
tries to chew the
Okay.
coffee
The-
table every now
Pull
and
the
then.
cabinets.
Okay, let's.
On the side of the cabinet.
He's a what?
Try to chew the table today.
He got to the table. Okay. All right. Let's walk him over there and let's see. And I'm gonna address handsome. So cute. Look at you. Yeah, man. He's very. Hi. So that's just being playful. All right, he kinda
Yeah,
wants me to chase
yeah.
him. Yeah.
He wants to
Look at
play
that.
usually.
Okay, so see, that would be a good opportunity, and not, obviously not now, but whenever you guys see this behavior, if he was my dog, I would be telling him, good on pooch, every time he barks. Good on pooch, handsome. And obviously, if I were you, me sticking my hand out is gonna be, he's not necessarily gonna dart from me. He's just gonna come play keep away right now because he is being very friendly. Yeah? So this is so that's the playful growl. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Good
other
water.
one is a very, it's like a weird high
Okay.
pitched. It's like a angry lawnmower.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of like.
Good water. Okay, and he goes out in the yard
Yeah.
to use the restroom.
Yeah, we just
if it's nice
cracked the
outside, we
door
just leave the
and
door
he-
open.
There's no water. Is there any water out there for him?
No.
Okay.
But we just
So-
leave it open. He comes
Yeah,
back.
he just. goes
Pro
in and
tip,
out.
yes, and I would
Okay.
do this. So it'd be best to get rid of all of the water inside the house and allow him access to water only outside of this door. Ideally to the right or to the left of this.
Okay.
Because listen, that's going to get him to start going to the door and sitting at the door to go outside faster than almost anything else that you can do. Because whenever he gets thirsty, so let's say that you guys had already been putting the water out here and had no water inside the house, and that door was closed. Well, he would have gone to the door for water.
Right.
You see what I mean? And then once he goes to the door for water, you say good outside. You open the door, he steps outside, you keep chanting good outside. And then if he drinks water, tell him good water. And there's a reason I like to tell the dogs good water when they drink water. Because like for example, I'm gonna be traveling to North Carolina to drop off a dog. So if I say water to him, he'll drink water. So I can make it happen on cue just from saying good water whenever he drinks water, yes? And then now because he's already come out here to drink some water, then I would walk him out here to expect him to go poop. So you guys, this is another reason I like coming out to people's homes. There is nobody behind you. Okay.
Creek.
How often do people walk up along that creek? Not very often?
Never.
Okay.
I mean, you get an occasional neighbor walking their dog back there.
Okay. And then what about neighbors on either side? Do they have dogs?
Small dog, never
He has
outside.
a small dog that's never outside.
Okay.
It's like an English bulldog or something.
Oh, how cute. Okay. Is he going potty there? Oh, looks like he kind of was. He's really beautiful. He's really striking. And he has a very intense look about him, yes?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, very good.
personality
All right,
is
let's go ahead and go
full
back inside. We're good inside. Now, because this is a class in which we're going to be learning, I'm going to just nitpick, okay? So again, please don't take anything negative, but good sit, good down, handsome. So please understand why I'm saying all of these things, very important. So, and he's a very good example of what I'm talking about, yes, of building the improper habit. So when I asked you all, well, let's go ahead and come inside. So we need to change the way we handle that. Okay? So the very first thing is both of you started making like kissing sounds. That didn't work. So
Yeah.
believe it or not, all you did there is made him understand that I can ignore that without repercussion. Okay? So don't make that sound. The very first thing you should do is start chanting the word good. Good, good, good. So it needs to get to the point that whenever he hears that word, he looks for you. So eventually in time, and with all my training dogs, they could be in full like wrestling one another. If I say the word good, they're all gonna stop to see what I'm asking for.
Okay.
And when they stop to look at me, if I say the word good again and nod my head, they're going to come towards me. If I say good and they see me walking inside, they're all going to run past me and run inside their kennels.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
So just say good and then inside.
Good should be the only word. So, but let me explain how this happens. So again, you're right. Say good. So I would have just said that would be a perfect training opportunity. And believe it or not, the way that I'm going to tell you to handle it is going to make him less aggressive with the stuff that we're talking about when it's aggression with you and stranger aggression.
Okay.
Right? Handling it, and again, the way you guys handled it, while it would work with some puppies and softer dogs, with him, he doesn't have the temperament for that.
Right.
So you're being inadvertently blessed with opportunities to teach him about your faith, yeah? So perfect, right? Like, you don't even have to make it. And this dog is a fast study. So when he, so let me back up so I don't get ahead of myself. Good outside. So do you see how I'm teaching him that he can get my attention with certain behaviors?
Okay.
So when we were out there, I would have immediately said good, maybe said his name first, Craig, good, and started walking inside the house as if you were going no matter what. More than likely because he has a small radius, and right before I asked you guys to come in, you're like, I call him your stool, what did you say?
My footstool.
Your footstool, because he's always underfoot. You had just said that to me, okay? So you had just said that to me. So keeping that in mind, you're better off with a dog like this with a small radius to just say, Craig, good, and start walking inside. And as you walk inside, you say good inside, because you're assuming that he's following you. And if he doesn't follow you, instead of going to get him, come around over there and watch him from the window. I guarantee you he's going to look up and say, oh shit.
She's not out here. Yeah.
And he's going to haul ass inside. Do you understand what I mean? Let's say that you're out there and he looks up and he's like, oh shit, they're not out of here. Power. I'm going to stay out here now. More earthworms, which is possible. Pardon me. Then what you would do is you would walk outside, and I would snatch him by his neck, and then I would lightly toss, again, like his mom would do, pick him up by the neck to bring him. I would lightly toss him in again, not 5 feet off the ground, just like snatch and move in the direction of the house, and then start walking past him. And every time he doesn't, I would walk back and do that, even if it took me 5 or 6 little snatches to get him back inside the house.
And you just say good inside every time?
So yeah, whenever he starts to make trek towards the house, you would say good inside. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And while you might have to snatch him 6 or 7 times the first week, the first day, the first week, the first month, eventually it turns into 4. So let me tell you this, okay? In my place, whenever it's time for the dogs to get put up, like I said, if I say that we're good and they see me walk inside, they're all going to run past me and go into their kennels. It doesn't matter how much fun they're having. I tell you the truth. King, the one from Spring, who's in the same program that you guys are in, okay, with him, he was horrible about getting put up in the kennel. If he saw the leash, he would run off. Well, may I tell you, he loves going on the leash. He will run inside his kennel so fast you would think he loves it in there. It doesn't matter what he's doing. New toy, new playing. He's going to look, and if he sees that I want him to come inside, he's going to be like, hell yeah, I'm going to run in there, right? Yeah. So happy, yeah? Even though he's not really about that life. The reason for it is because every time I would open the door and I would say, good, I would turn my back and walk inside, and I knew he wasn't going to follow me. But despite the fact that he wouldn't follow me, let's go out here with him so we can be around him. Oh, no, thank you.
Oh, yeah, you gotta watch where you're walking. He drops some bombs.
Yeah, it looks healthy, though. Well, there he is. Okay. He's exploring. Mm-hmm. So again, as I was saying, every time I would open the door and I would say, good, I would turn my back and assume that he was going to follow me, even though I knew he wasn't. Immediately, after I took 2 or 3 steps in, I would come outside and I would go and grab him. Good. I would go and grab him and bring him all the way inside without saying anything to him.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So now, this is why he's conditioned that way, to coming inside every time. Good, okay, I thought that was like a tangerine or something. Good. Very cute. And then no other dogs here, yeah?
No.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that toy is, pretty soon that toy is going to be too small for him and potentially be a choking hazard. Because it's good.
We would like to get a female though here.
So eventually at some time? Okay. And just to have him, have a companion for him, or to, man, he's beautiful.
Yeah, we'd probably breed him.
Okay, cool. He looks like, look at it. Good. Hell yeah, give me help, Papa. Good. Very cute. And this is, he doesn't do this at work.
Yeah,
He'll do this to people? Okay. Okay. And he does.
And then he'll let all of them pet him, you know.
It's cute.
They think he's funny.
Yeah, he is funny. Okay. So again, back to what I was saying about going outside. That's how I would have handled it, because believe it or not, and I have it on video, when it was time to come inside, you guys made kissing noises, which didn't work. Eventually, mom walked over them, and again, with that soft touch only moms are blessed with, you legit blessed him. I mean, you walked over there, you leaned over him, you pet him softly, you scratched him, shit, like you gave him, you know what I mean? He literally got rewarded. So when we were coming back inside the house, part of the reason that he went back out is because maybe he felt the attention was being taken away from him, so he runs off to recreate the same exact scenario.
Yeah.
So he
I'm
went.
sketched out about picking him up because, like I said, every now and then, bro, like you reach down to pick him up and he just goes at you.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't really know if it's gonna happen until you start
Right.
to lift, and then it's just kind of.
So look, the day is coming when he's going to be too heavy to lift.
Yeah.
So for now, and we need to go. We need to start getting him. And now that I'm getting a feel for his temperament, we need to, as far as now that we can pick him up, we need to see about picking him up, because I'm going to make no mistake. You want him to test your faith.
Yeah.
You want to put. Listen, I had to do that to Savo. I'm going to tell you. So one time I like to give my dogs raw meat. So I got raw these. I haven't seen them in a while since COVID actually. But at HEB I would pick up beef ribs, fingers.
Okay.
So it'd be like six fingers, about 8 or 9 inches long of ribs, very little meat on them, for like $5, so cheap, yeah. So I pick those suckers up and I cut them up and I give them to my dogs raw, or freeze them individually. So I'll never forget one time I gave all the dogs one, and someone was standing there and I gave it to him, and then as soon as I set it down, I turned around and I went to walk past him, and he growled, like, ooh. So guess what happened? I popped him underneath the I swatted him underneath the chin, pop. I grabbed him by the back and I tossed him away. Then I took the rib away. And as I took the rib away, I'm acting as if I'm chewing on it myself. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a chimpanzee-like way of being, but that's what he needed. So would I do that with a golden retriever? Not necessarily, but a golden retriever is unlikely to test you that way. They just really don't have that in them. So, and may I tell you, very many Corsos don't behave the way he's behaving. So this is atypical behavior. Now this is why this is important, okay? This is important because there's me or another trainer correcting your dog that way, I disagree with completely. No different than spanking your children. You want to spank your children, you want to chunk like your children, you chunk like your children, right? But at school, do you see what I'm talking about? So I'm telling you with Savo specifically because that's my dog.
Right.
But I want you guys to understand something. If and when he's with me, and if he growls at me because I laid a bowl of food down and he growls at me and I walk past him, I'm going to ignore it. That's the honest way. The way it has to be resolved is here at home. Because at the end of the day, and let me tell you another mistake a lot of people make, and it really bothers me that people do this. Hopefully you guys aren't doing this. I should have asked first and then told you that it bothered me, or kept that quiet, yeah? Yeah, but let me tell you this. It really stirs me when people reach out to me, and people reach out to me on Instagram and everything. So I check it out, you can scan that. People reach out to me and ask me, and they'll ask me questions like, hey, lately, so ever since I've had my puppy for the last 2 months, every time I feed him, I make him sit and I put my hands in the bowl while he's eating. And last week he started growling at me. And that is such a disrespectful thing to do. You don't do that to your own children.
I wouldn't put my hand in that food bowl either.
There's no reason, well, you wouldn't do that to your spouse or your children. There's no reason to do that. So, because they want to make sure the dog doesn't growl and is quote unquote safe around food. If you're doing that, you're increasing the likelihood of the dog fighting for what is his. No different than if every time you guys sat down for dinner, you're sticking your hands in her bowl. Eventually, she's gonna smack you. Hell yeah, that chancla. Yeah, you're gonna get that chancla. Yeah. So you don't want to do that, okay? But the other side of the coin is this, and not for another trainer, not for anybody that lives outside of your household, but with you, Dad. Let's say that you guys set food down for him, and then something happens. All right, like you know, you drop the food down and. For some reason or the other, you got to move him out of the way or move his bowl out of the way. You go to do that and he growls at you, then you need to handle him the way I told you I handle Savo. Do you understand what I mean? But any other person handling your dog like that is not going to change any aggression he has towards you all. It might make it worse. I tell you the truth, yes? And so King, the dog that I'm dropping, no, Nike, the dog I'm dropping off in North Carolina. When I first got him, whenever he would have a toy, if he saw me reach for a toy, sometimes he'd try to bite my hands. So when I went to feed him, if I put his food bowl down, as my hand was moving away from the bowl, he'd try to bite my hand sometimes. Like, right? That went away in time by me using the good word theory. Every time I would come up or he would drop a toy, I would push him back, pick the toy up and say, good weight. So now whenever he brings a toy to me and drops it, he backs up and I can pick it up. But do you know why he backs up? Because I was backing him up.
So now he's backing it up.
Exactly, because listen, a dog will start to, so this is the thing, yes? And again, we want him to be guard dog inclined. We kind of like that about him. That's what your wishes are.
Yeah.
So he hasn't done any jumping on me, but if he jumps on anybody that does not live in this household, he should not be punished for it.
So Jacob.
So yeah, so
We got 2 older sons that don't live here, but they come home.
Okay.
And he likes them. He plays with them.
How old are they?
18 and 22.
Yeah, he shouldn't tell them, hey man, you better, put on some scratch pants or something.
Yep.
But let me explain something to you, okay? If every time somebody comes over, you're correcting your dog or you're telling your dog to sit in front of somebody or not letting them jump on a person, you're just telling them that their job is not to be a guardian.
Okay.
So if it was a golden retriever, if this was a golden retriever that I was doing consultation for you guys, I wouldn't be saying this because that dog doesn't have, you got the wrong dog if you want a guardian.
Right.
That's not a home protector.
No.
All right, do you see what I mean? But this is a kind of Corso. This dog is built for that.
Right.
So if you're correcting and punishing your dog for jumping on strangers, what incentive would he have to jump on a stranger in the future to protect you? He won't. Do you understand what I mean by that?
It makes perfect sense.
But you can say, well, hell, I don't want him jumping on people. I agree with you. So you know how you can teach him that? If every time he walks up to somebody, you included, you push his butt down. You don't tell him to sit. You helicopter parent and physically put him into the sit.
How do we stop this?
Well, see, right now I thought you were encouraging it.
No.
Okay, so when you nodded at me, you're
I don't
thinking,
wanna say
he's giving her
anything.
hell.
I don't wanna
Oh,
say
you, okay, yeah, oh. No, so listen.
I don't know what
So
word to
perception is
say.
reality. The dog and I thought you were loving it. Yeah, I'm listening to ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm hearing the McDonald's tune in the background. I'm thinking, and in fact, I was about to stop what I was saying to say, and for the record, she's making him more aggressive with her. So listen, everything that you've just done with him didn't do anything but create a desire for more of that.
Well, I know I'm not supposed to spank him, and I can't tell him no. And I don't know what else
So
to do.
a couple of things, yes? It's either pick him up and put him in the crate for 10 minutes, time out. Some trainers will say, well, don't use the crate as a negative. That's nonsense.
I put him outside.
Or put him
I
outside.
just grab him and I chuck
Remove
him
yourself
outside.
from the situation.
Yeah.
Or if you're raising a guard dog puppy, redirect it. So start walking away to something that can get his attention, like this toy. Yes? Perfect. Oh, cool. Okay, that's that. Good. But look, that stopped it. That put his attention to this toy. Good. Handsome. Oh yeah, he's getting him nuts. His teeth are sharp, huh?
Yeah.
I could feel them.
Yeah.
He didn't hesitate to sink them into me. Good down. Good. Handsome. Good. Good sit, good down. So look, the good work there, yes? If I start, let's say that he would have stayed, let's say when he laid down over there, he would have stayed down and I would have walked at him and he wouldn't have moved, I would have started saying good stay because he's not moving. Good. So look, the answer to that question is either redirect or remove him or remove yourself from the situation.
So basically what, because like he's got, I call it a sandwich. It's like
Okay.
one of those puzzle trees. And it's like, it's got the bread and the lettuce and all these other things.
Okay.
It's got holes in it where you put treats and they have to try to figure out how to get it out.
Okay.
But it makes like this tissue paper noise.
That's fine.
So when he
Okay.
hears it, he knows that you got his sandwich and he'll come find you. But if we
Okay.
just swing it like this to like get him away.
Okay.
But, or I just throw him outside. But it's like the
Yeah, because he
process of
and him coming to stay with me and playing with other dogs is going to help a lot of this, yes?
sit down.
It's going to help a lot of that behavior, okay?
Right. Sit
And
down.
look, so again,
Sit.
I have to nitpick, yes?
Good sit.
But everything that you did there, I agree with, except for the vocalness of it. So it wasn't you telling him to sit that made him sit. It was you physically putting him into it.
Yeah.
So I would have instead kept quiet, pushed him into the sit, and then started praising him when he sat. Good sit, even though I made him do it.
Right.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So those are the things that I would do with him. And then again, like the play biting that he's doing there, yes?
Look at his car.
The right thing to do there would be to redirect. And if he starts to get too aggressive with that, the proper thing to do is to give him a slight, soft swat underneath the chin.
Okay.
So the pop underneath the chin, keep in mind that if he were still with his mom and his litter mates, he would be going through puppy bite inhibition right now. Most dogs don't stay, almost all dogs don't stay with their litter long enough for this to be the case. Even with me, when I had my Corso puppy litters, when I first started, I was really like righteous. Man, my dogs are gonna stay with me until they're 13 weeks old. And guess what? You don't sell puppies that way.
Yeah.
Because every other breeder, puppies are gone at 6 weeks of age, yeah? And to the uninitiated, that's a negative.
Yeah.
Puppy, what? I can't get my puppy until he's 13 weeks of age? Hell no, yeah? So guess what? Second litter, they were gone at 6 weeks of age. You know what I mean? Because you gotta sell puppies, yeah? I hate to say it like that, but I'm gonna keep it real with you all. So I'm not judging, but what I'm saying is that right now he would be going through puppy bite inhibition. So every one of those times that he's biting a little bit too rough, he would be getting checked either by his litter mates.
Well, don't lay on your ear.
Oh, that was from his ear?
Yeah, he
okay.
rolls around and then he.
And it hurt, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tender. So he would be getting, so see right there, he would be getting checked. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Good sit.
So that what she's doing there is proper. Good sit. It's just repetition.
Good down.
Perfect. No, and I wouldn't have told him to stay.
Sit.
He's not going to do it.
Good sit.
That's a good. Perfect.
Good.
That's what we've been trying to do when he started
Yeah.
attacking. Is I try to make him sit.
Yep.
And you give him a treat, which probably isn't the
Right.
right thing since he was biting somebody.
Okay, so see now this is turning into a game. Yes? So look, instead, let's pick this up and let's redirect. Good, good, good. And see, the thing is, he's more interested in playing with you than he is playing with that
Yeah.
toy, okay? So, what does he have any edibles available to him? Because I'm guessing that might be part of the issue.
Yes,
because he's very mouthy. So what is an example of an edible that he has?
He has, I'll go grab.
Well, let's take him inside and see if we can see them. Good, good, good. Handsome. Good inside. Smart.
Good inside. Good inside. Good inside.
That's what he
Okay, so these,
might be a choking hazard.
they could be because they're small and he's already gotten big, okay? And these are treats, so these are good treats. And I would even call this for a dog like him as a treat, but he definitely needs some edibles, okay? So what I mean by edibles are, I mean large items that are typically animal byproducts that you give to him with the sole purpose of him destroying.
I like those horns.
The horns,
yeah.
so like the horns, the cow hoof. I think that every dog, every puppy, specifically during this age, which is the teething age, should have access to 5 different edibles at all times when he's outside of his kennel.
Okay.
So let's say that he had an esophagus right now, or a bully stick, or a pig ear. He's more likely to focus on those items than he is on you.
me,
Of
okay.
course. Right? He's going to be chewing on he's going to be building up his bite. For outside, remember how I mentioned those beef fingers? If you can find those, get those and chop them up before you freeze them. At HEB, I typically get a bag, I think they're $6 now, of chicken thigh leg quarters. It's like 15 or 20 pounds for like $6 or $7. So I'll individually wrap each one before I freeze them. And then I pull those out and put dogs outside in the yard and give them a frozen chicken thigh leg quarter.
With the bone and everything?
Of course. Because
Okay.
think about this, yes? The bones are only a hazard, and they're a major hazard when they're cooked because they're brittle.
Okay.
But when they're raw, they're very healthy for him. And not only that, it's going to make him massive. He's going to have tremendous, and his head is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Of course, because he's constantly working that thing out.
It's all day.
Yes, ma'am. And let's say you guys are going to spend time outside. See, this is why having a puppy, it's not just the purchase of the puppy and then you're done. There's maintenance, yes? So right now, we were outside, and let's say I brought a frozen chicken thigh leg quarter with me. He wouldn't have given us an example of harassing you.
Yeah.
Hell no, he would
You'd
be
be distracted.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. So you see, you believe it or not, you do 21 days of that, the harassing you goes away because you've built a new habit.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, because I'm at home if he's not with him at work,
Yeah.
he's with me at the house. And
That
it's
seems
me
like a
and him
play
'cause the kids are
session.
gone. And so, literally, I'm the only thing he has to focus on except for his toys, which I play with him. I take him
Right.
out and I throw his stuff, and he goes, and then it ends like this, and I'm like, okay.
Right.
Or he does this for about 20 minutes, and I finally just get him and I take him outside, and then I do my
Right.
stuff, and I'm like, okay, you can come in if you're gonna be nice. Like,
Yes. And listen, so in that situation there, I would have swatted him under the chin. And you have to swat him where it's not where it's an, yeah, and it has to be under. So see, that wasn't anything but a little play to him.
I'd say he didn't do anything.
No,
I didn't want to hurt. I was like, I don't want to just like
No,
bite him.
and, no, but the thing is, you need to put enough pop onto it so that it's uncomfortable and he doesn't come to do it. Good down. Remember, if he was with his mom right now and he ran up to her and did that to him, she's gonna get his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So believe it or not, a lot of times breeders will take the puppies away from their mom and them because, let's say you have a litter of 11 puppies, there's a high percentage that one of those puppies is gonna get their eye popped out. Do you understand what I mean? So you got to be careful. You got 9 or 10 puppies. Mom's gonna. That's how mom is going to correct that behavior, and they'll stop it. So don't spare him. It's my job to spare him, right? Don't spare him because again, none of that situation is going to good. Smart, Papa. He's beautiful. Yeah, he's beautiful.
Thank you.
So again, what you want to start doing with him is if he starts to get too much, either grab him and put him up, or when you put him up, don't do it in a loving way. Grab him and pick him up and put him in there as if he just got sprayed by a skunk.
Okay.
Put him in there and close the door. Now the other thing is, so he's probably keeping that bed clean that you have in there because it doesn't smell like urine in here. But I tell you the truth, you're better off if he has nothing in there. It's completely empty.
Okay.
It's going to increase how fast he house breaks. And on top of it all is, if he's bored and take that bedding out. Don't use the bedding anymore.
Okay.
Okay, get rid of it for inside there.
Yeah, no,
And you shouldn't put any toys or any water or anything in there. I tell you the truth. If, like, let's say before I came over here, if I could hand every one of my training dogs an edible, and as long as I'm there or home, they're going to eat it and chew on it. But if I leave, they're all going to set it down and wait for me to get back. That's from the small principle of not leaving anything in the kennel. Let me put it to you this way. If whenever you guys leave, he learns, you guys give him things to chew on, whether inadvertently or not, if he will learn to deal with his stress and anxiety of being separated by chewing and destroying things. So one day in the future, when you leave him out, anything that's out of place, like I'm assuming those towels aren't always there.
Yeah.
He's gonna chew them up, thinking, oh, they left us out here for me to deal with my anxiety.
Yeah.
Conversely, good down. If forevermore, yes, you have a puppy and you raise them without any professional training for 10 or 11 months and their crate is always empty, when you leave that dog out, he's going to deal with the stress of being separated by sleeping.
That's what we need.
Yes. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
No point in putting him in the crate so he can keep himself active.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like, I think about this myself sometimes. I remember growing up, I'm still into books. I love reading, right? I'm a voracious reader. But now I'm reading while there's a YouTube video playing, even if it's on mute.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? Might
Yeah.
be even listening to an audio book or something while I'm reading another book. It's because we've grown accustomed to having a lot of different things to spread our attention on, yeah?
Yeah.
It's like everybody has ADD now, yeah? So it's kind of what it is, right? But we're creating that. So again, putting him in the kennel and him not having anything other than to do in there but sleep is going to be his preferred way of hanging out. And now, you see the way he's behaving right now, yes? Right now is, and again, this isn't practical right now because I'm here conducting a lesson with you guys, but let's say that you guys were just here alone and there was no conversation going on. He comes and lays down next to you. Every so often, I would look down at him, nod my head, and say, good, good, good. Because you're praising him for the act of being calm.
Yeah.
Think about this. Typically, when I come to a family's home, the dog is really only being paid attention to when he's getting into something.
Yeah, that's true.
Dog's not getting into anything. Dog's not really getting any attention. So see, I do the opposite. When he comes with me for boarding, with all the dogs that I have now, most of my attention comes when they are still. Do you see what I mean? So let's say that I take a dog out for a training session or a walk and they're tired. We come back in and they lay down and they're just tired. They don't want to do anything but relax. They're too pooped and they're panting heavy. I take advantage and I get up. I start walking around. I'll bounce balls because I know they're too tired to deal with it. As I'm praising them. Good stay, good stay. I'll walk to the refrigerator. I'll walk to the door, open the front door up. I'll ring the doorbell. If at any point in time, any one of those things that I do rouses the dog and makes the dog get up, I turn off. I stop paying attention to the dog completely. Like they've disappeared.
Right.
So it's kind of like playing peekaboo with a child. Do you see what I mean? This is why, like, if you watch my Instagram stories, my YouTube videos, Sabo, who really doesn't have any like formal on-leash training, he's good about sitting, staying. I can take him into public. He'll sit down with just me looking at him, saying the word good. He'll sit down and he'll stay put even if I walk 50 feet away from him. It's just because of me saying good sit, good stay whenever he happens to be seated or laying down.
Leash and then you let go of his leash. I think you're on the
I
strand.
watched you for 6 hours yesterday.
Yeah, I came out the other
Oh,
morning.
my.
I came out yesterday
Awesome.
morning. He's sitting on the couch watching YouTube. I'm like,
Awesome.
watching.
Thank
He's
you
like,
so
oh, I
much.
found
I
this
saw
cool
the Galveston
trainer.
video and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's got to be
Yeah,
nearby. So
yeah.
then I started doing my like Latina FBI
Right,
thing.
good
And I'm like,
for
who
you.
is this guy? And I'm like, he's
Awesome.
right down the street.
Yeah. Which dog was it in the video? Do you
It
know?
was the black
Sabo.
cane Corso.
Oh, okay.
and
Well, the
the
one,
shepherd.
yeah,
The
Okay.
Caucasian shepherd.
You're right. I had
He
him.
had him by like Yagas, I think.
Okay,
but
yeah.
The
Night
other
was
where
the
you
other
just
one.
drop the leash.
Right,
the
right.
black dog. It
Yeah,
was-
and put them by
yeah.
the chest pieces and everything.
I was like, oh my
yeah,
God.
that's all. Good kennel up. What an amazing thing.
No, he
Good.
doesn't.
He gets
Oh my God.
He does
Goosebumps.
come to if the back door is not open and
He'll
he wants
sit
to go out
there
to play
and-
or go to the bathroom,
Right.
he'll sit and just sit there.
But he
Yes.
doesn't make any noise or he doesn't like
Yeah, he doesn't alert
He
you.
just,
Well,
you
put the
know,
water out there and he will. He's very vocal. If he's really thirsty and he's sitting at the door and he feels y'all are clueless, he's going to scratch or bark.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you see? So this is an auspicious sign. This is wonderful, okay?
Great.
This is fantastic. He went in there by himself. And so him doing this and going in there is fantastic and perfect, yes? I would still take the bed out of there, take the toys out of there, just so that he gets used to it. Man, he looks really comfortable there, though, yeah?
I know.
If you take the bed out of there and you see that there's a significant decrease in him going into his kennel alone, then put the bed back in there. It's another thing very important. We have to be malleable. We can't be married to any one thing. Yes, as he gets older, we have to adopt and evolve and figure out what we're doing, okay? So, you know, from his temperament, like yesterday when you asked me a question about what should I do when he's going after my legs, I see that for the most part he's jovial, he's playful.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
he's
no,
not
and
like
that's-
he's not just a
very
curmudgeon or
And that's-
grumpy.
that's what I
calm.
was
He's
I
not
said, I
trying
think
to
he's
hurt
bored.
me. He's just
Yeah.
He gets bored and he wants to play.
Right, no, that's the
Yeah.
emphatic stuff. I was just worried
Yeah.
about when you guys said that he reacts like with like real pissed off. Yes,
He does
which he hasn't
sometimes.
shown that to us.
Try to pick
No, he
him
hasn't
up.
done it.
It's mostly when we just try to pick him up,
If
or if
he's
he's just
asleep-
really getting us, and we're like, okay, stop.
Uh-huh.
Every now and then he'll kind of like, "Ah," but he got me on the arm the other day. It was
Okay.
like right here, but I was sitting. We were by the beach. I was sitting on a dock, and he was like right
There
here
with
next
you.
to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
How cute.
And there was a lot of other people over there. There were kids. There were birds that kept flying up, and he was just kind of checking it out. And
Okay.
he actually, we were at a beach house. He stayed.
No
He
fence.
stayed in the yard.
Awesome.
Like there's no fence, nothing. I mean, there was a couple times where we had to go like peek, but he was always
Right.
like never past the cars. He was
Okay.
he just stayed with us.
So that's a
I don't know if
perfect
that's-
example. No, that's fantastic. So that's a perfect example of when you're in that kind of a situation with your puppy. Let's say he sees a seagull and observes it but doesn't move. I would be chanting good stay," because he's making a choice to not move.
Oh no, he was chasing him.
Oh, he was? He got a lot of praise out.
He
Yeah,
was
tell
taking
the
out the
fact.
grass and
Yeah,
he
they're more fun than
stopped, but
earthworms.
yeah.
Okay.
And then I
Yeah.
was telling him to get him. Like when he
Were
was
you?
going,
Okay.
Yeah, he was.
Awesome.
I was like,
Awesome.
probably
Yeah.
is not
Well,
the best.
He's having a good time, man.
yeah, there's not, but see, get him to him translates as rouse yourself.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong with that, yeah? I would have been saying, good, get him.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean? So he understands. Because listen, the most important word and the only word you should really be using is the word good. Right? So we need to separate the signal from the noise.
I say
If there's a lot of, and then the problem with saying a lot of no's that it
Yeah.
becomes like a crying wolf syndrome for a
Right.
dog. The dog's not going to understand it. So I literally call it the N-word in my videos. Listen, with my dogs, if I say no, they're like, oh shit, because they're not part of my language. They're not used to hearing that. You see
Yeah.
what I mean? So like for example, if I catch a dog doing something like the digging I'm saying, I'm going to walk into them and bump into them, so they just don't do it anymore. With him, you all need to get into the habit, and I know he's a little bit of a crocodile right now, yeah?
Yeah.
But you need to get in the habit of every time he walks up to you, and ideally the children can follow suit, if not do it for them, every time he approaches one of you guys, start chanting the word good, but as he comes up to you, extend your right hand out and pet him under the chin. So you're meeting him, you're lifting his head up, and then at the same time, you're going to push his butt down as you're saying, good sit. So telling a dog, the way I was taught at the Canine Academy and the way most trainers are going to do this is wrong. It doesn't really work practically, right? It works in the context of the dog rehearsing or practicing or training. But in real life, if a dog walks up, if you teach a dog to sit, yes, and they understand it, they do it 95% of the time. Well, they understand it and do it, comply. If that dog walks up to a person, you included, and you say sit, and they do it 95% of the time, you're just teaching them to be dependent on your command. That's not the way you would train a service dog, okay?
Right.
So the way you would train a dog to have an automatic sit like my dogs is by whenever they approach somebody, if you don't have them on, if you have them on the leash, yeah, I've done that in my videos. Yeah, you see me, well, I start applying that pressure. So I'm not doing what other trainers are doing and saying, sit, Fido. Oh, please don't pet him. I'm training with, you can pet him. Let me make sure he's sitting first. That doesn't work, man. Yeah. People are gonna pet your dog. Yeah.
No, it
So,
happens
And we
all
want
the
people to
time.
be able to.
yes, hell yeah. So you know what I do is I'm applying pressure with an ignorant dog, forcing them into sit, regardless of what the stranger is doing, even if the stranger's petting them. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So off the leash, I'm a helicopter parent. So when he comes with me, that's what I'm going to do all the time. If he's not on the leash, you're going to see that pressure. Yeah. Off the leash, I'm going to be hovering over him like a helicopter parent and pushing his butt down every time. Now, you know what? The reason that doesn't work for some people say, I did that, but it didn't work. Well, for the same reason that diets don't work for me. I don't keep at it. You know what I'm saying? I did 25 ab punches every day for a week. I don't see any difference. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you give up.
Yep.
Well, guess what? It works.
Yeah.
If you do it every time, or if you try to stick to like being 98% consistent. This is why it doesn't work. So, but guess what? With me, when it comes to the dogs, I don't fail. I'm pathologically responsible. I'm going to go and hover over it. Even now, when I've been conversing with you, if I see him do something, I'll stop what I'm saying, good sit, good down, because it's just ingrained in me. Do you understand what I mean? So be that helicopter parent. He walks up to you, he walks up to one of your children. If your children fail to push his butt down, you walk over and push his butt down. Do it every time. That is going to teach him to sit for people. Now, if you want to have a dog who's willing to defend you and fight with somebody at midnight, it's probably not a good idea to do that. Just allow it. In fact, when I'm doing a full-blown guard dog program with a dog and I take them, even with my own dogs, when I take them in public, if they happen to jump on somebody at PetSmart, I'll say, I'm sorry about that. I'm saying, hey, you know better. You know you're not supposed to do that. I'm sorry, but can't get off of there. All I'm doing is praising that event, but making it seem like, I'm sorry about that. But do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So guess what? Dog walks up to somebody and jumps on them and you're like, get off, stop jumping. No, sit, stay. You're doing the same thing. The dog is making you focus on them. And just like in scripture and everything, it says, all attention is going to be good attention, whether it's good or bad. I do all things. So the dog is going to feed off of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So the main thing that we have to know and do with him is, again, being very quiet with him and specifically saying the word good, chanting the word good. If he's running towards you, start chanting the word good. When he gets right up on you, then say good, come close, or good, come here. So it's good, 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 good. When he gets up to you, good, come here. And I would already have my right hand out, petting him under the chin, pushing his butt down, then saying, good, sit. And by the time I rise and I put my posture back to normal, if he hasn't moved, I'm going to say, good, stay.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And if he gets up, I'm not going to say no, say it, no, stay. He's not under any command.
Right.
I'm just acknowledging and shaping his behavior. So see, really quickly, and I just thought about this. So in a weird way, Mom has been, and I honestly, out there, when you kind of gave me that look to see what was happening over there, I thought you were engaged, actively having a good time. I didn't realize you were fighting for your life out there. Sorry, shit, I'm sorry. I'm thinking, well, look at her, dude. She loves it. You know what I mean? No, I didn't know that, all right? So I got the wrong impression. The dog did too. So that leads me to ask, so what I'm saying is you're creating that energy with him. He feels like that's your love language.
Oh, good.
Wrong. And let me ask. I might be wrong, but let me ask this.
He wants to do that all day.
Yeah, of course. And it's fun. I thought you were having fun too, right? Dad knew better, yeah?
Yeah, no, he knew.
So, right? So now with Dad, when you take him to work with you, I'm assuming he doesn't have the proper edibles there again. No offense, and he should at work too.
Yeah,
But
edibles, I take
yeah, for sure. But is he pestering you the way he pesters mom?
He sleeps almost the entire
Well, damn, do
Yeah,
you
he
see what I'm
just
talking
chills.
about?
He chills.
So do you see, because that's been your love language with him.
I just wanted
He
to
just
cuddle.
lays down and,
I just
like
wanted
I'm
to
like,
cuddle.
dude, wake up, do something.
Good.
He just sleeps.
He runs
And-
around a little bit.
Yeah, he'll run around
like
a
when the
little bit.
guys come through, but that's because even
He
if
gets
he's
a lot more
asleep,
exercise when I take him to
they
work.
want
When
to
I take
play
him
with
to the
him.
bathroom,
Right.
we walk from close to 200 yards.
Okay.
So he's pretty worn out.
Okay.
After that.
Yeah, and then see, like with our next lesson, I'm gonna come out and we're gonna do training activities. So we're gonna teach you how to play with him in a way that is conducive to him learning,
Okay.
instead of just learning the wrong things.
Right.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean he's a little vampire, and so that could be as soon as Tuesday.
Yeah.
If you guys if you guys are open to it, it could be as soon as like Tuesday.
No, we
The
can
only
do
day
that.
that's bad for me is Monday, and then Friday we shut the whole company down every Friday. So
Okay.
we're not at work.
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday, we're here.
Okay, so maybe
Well, we can
we'll
do
tentatively plan
Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Yeah,
because then I'm
Tuesday.
gonna.
Because I gotta take him for his ears Monday. They might take that off.
Okay,
So-
and then I'm gonna come prepared with some treats, and I'm gonna show you all some games that you can play for redirection and training purposes. Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with classical conditioning, which I call wow moments. Okay. I'm gonna tell you the truth. You got a little handful on your hands, yes, but
Yeah.
it's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
And I particularly like to have a dog with fire. I like to have a dog with a good defense drive, because if you have a dog with no defense, then you have to do some defense work, and defense work is not that fun. So he has a high prey drive, high defense drive, and some of it might also be he's being territorial here and or thinking that's how he's supposed to behave. But look, he's got comfortable enough to go in there, relax, and go to sleep. Yes? So we're going to start off with a few lessons, and then he's going to come with me. I think like now, a week after so if he gets that removed this week or Monday, then maybe in about a week and a half or 2 weeks from now, he'll come and do his first day. And depending on the way things go, let's be flexible. You're really close to me, yes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be where he comes and he does 1 week, and then just comes back home for a few days, or the way we plan right now, so he'll be with me for about a month.
You can do
Okay?
30 days.
The reason that I'm
Whatever's
saying that
gonna
is,
work the best.
well,
Whatever.
I'm saying that focused based upon any potential aggression.
Right.
So let's say I'm taking him places where people are coming over for classes and he's reading everybody like friendly as hell. Then I feel we need to come and do some territorial work over here, right?
Okay,
He may
so
not be-
that's why he's being.
Potentially,
what he
yes.
is.
And that means that you guys have been making him think that's what he's supposed to be doing, right?
He
Which he's
does.
just taking that implication.
I think it is a little bit of a territorial thing, just
It could
because
be.
we do. I take him places.
Yeah, and when you go to the vet-
he goes to PetSmart. He goes to the ear.
Okay,
vet,
so when he goes to PetSmart and these different places,
he's completely fine.
Yeah, so
people walk up, they pet him. He doesn't.
Okay.
He just lets them do it. He doesn't.
That's
he
amazing.
doesn't bark. He doesn't
Okay.
growl. He doesn't move. He just.
so
lets
you
them
remember in
do
the
it.
beginning when I said socializing a dog like this or exposing a dog could be the wrong thing? If that's the way he's receiving people, he needs a lot of that.
Okay.
With the good word theory. So as people are petting him and he's accepting it, chant the word. Good, 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 good.
Okay.
Right? Just say it. You don't even have to say it that loud. You can say good, 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 good.
Yeah,
good.
no, he
He'll hear you.
seems to
He'll
enjoy
understand you,
it.
especially when those things come off of his
Oh,
ears.
yeah.
He'll be able to hear you real
Yeah,
good.
but
Yeah.
he doesn't hear us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he can't hear us quite as good. I
Well, no,
can
even
tell.
with their ears fluffed over, they can't hear as well as when they're cropped. Boy, boom, that's part of the reason I think we'll be very alert and hear everything, yeah? So it'll be very sharp for him. But start chanting the word good, saying the word good, and saying, good sit, good stay, good, followed by whatever action you're praising. Okay? In the future, is he going to be allowed on the furniture?
We hope not.
Okay, well then the answer is no. So
Yeah.
you don't put him on your lap or anything in the furniture now, right?
No, he tries, and then we just push him back down.
Perfect. So pushing him down without saying anything is the right thing to do.
Well,
well, we
I've been
tell him
pushing
get
him down
down.
and saying no, so I'll stop doing that.
So
Yeah.
he's saying no and you're saying get
I just tell
down.
him to get down.
So you see, we need to be very
Confusion.
clear. Yes, exactly. There's a lot of noise. So the right thing to do is just to push him down, and if pushing him down, like let's say you do that, makes him think that you want to play, then the right thing would be to stand up, walk past him, and then turn around and sit back down. And again, it's the ab crunch thing. You only do it one day, it's not going to work.
Right.
You're going to have to do it, but every day you're going to need to do it less and less until it just goes completely away. And then don't let him on the couches.
He tries
Okay.
to get in the dishwasher. I don't
He's
know
very brave.
how normal
Yeah.
that is. No,
That's
I
not
pull it
normal.
down and he's like standing on the door. He's
Yeah.
in it. And I'm
He's
like,
bold.
what are you doing?
He feels like this is his where
Yeah.
he stomps the earth here. Yeah,
No,
this is
that's
his
what it
place.
is.
It's a good thing. Yeah, he's a Corso. And the other thing is no ambiguity. So a lot of times when a dog jumps on the couch or the person, pardon me, people will say get down. The problem with saying get down is they also use that for obedience training. Down. Two different actions. Yes?
Yeah.
So let me split the hair here. If the dog is never allowed to jump on the couch or the person, the word would be no if you use a word. If the dog is allowed to get on the couch, but permission based, it would be get off. Because down typically you're going to use for the act of laying down, the command, you see? But even trainers make this mistake. So be very clear and concise in what we intend to do, yes?
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I mean, he did
we
fall
are
asleep.
too.
I don't hear any snoring.
He does.
Yes.
I was going to say, I
It's
bet he does
loud.
snore though.
It is
Yeah?
and
Awesome.
He is gassy, girl.
Oh, yeah.
He will clear you
You're
out
gonna
of
find
the
out.
whole room.
You are going to find out.
So when you guys feed him, you know what I would start doing for the gas? I would start putting a dollop of regular yogurt in there.
We saw
I
that on
told
the internet.
you.
Yeah, that's going to help with the probiotics that are going to help with the cultures and all that stuff. What a beautiful dog. And he's 12 weeks old, yes?
Today.
Today? Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. And potentially those, the wraps are going to be removed Monday.
This week.
Okay.
This week, yeah.
Awesome.
He's only got 2 more
It'll
visits.
be Monday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's already been 3 times.
Unless
He has been? Okay.
some crazy infection or something, but he's fine.
He's
He's
been
Okay.
fine
healing
the
up very
whole
well.
time.
I'm very excited. So in the next class, we're going to be doing a class here showing how to play properly with the puppy. You don't want to miss it. And then he's going to start his boarding portion. We're going to see how he receives my dogs and they them. Good. Power.